Your plane just crashed in the middle of the wilderness. You're all alone, and you need to find a way to survive, but you can only use the alphabet. So you grab the letter A and instantly set it up to use just like a tent. You sleep in the middle bottom section whilst being sheltered from all the wind and rain, and the enclosed top section can be used to store the little amount of food that you manage to scavenge from the crash site. It'll be safe from all the gross insects in there. Okay, you have a shelter, now you need supplies. You can take the letter B and start using it as a backpack. It has 2 separate compartments, which is super handy when you need to keep stuff separate. I don't know, you could have some grass and herbs in one pocket while keeping your tools or whatever else in the other one. Alright, now one of the most important things you need to survive is water. So you grab the letter C and just stand outside with it. Maybe you need to do some goofy dance to summon the rain? Oh wow, would you look at that? It's water dripping from the sky. Our ancient rain dance must have done the trick. So you turn the sea on its side and now it can be used as a giant rain catcher. And yeah, it's also big enough to actually take a bath in. Might be a bit chilly though. Next, D could be used to sleep under if things get cold. That is if you're trying to roleplay as Patrick from SpongeBob, because in reality, crawling under this thing and letting it crush you, well, it would quite simply bring your survival venture to a swift end. So instead, you should place it in whichever direction the wind is blowing, and it will at least act as a bit of a windbreaker. Moving on, E is actually one of the best letters you could be stuck with. It can become a ladder if you need to reach some fruit on a tree, or a drying rack if your clothes get soaked. It also works as a simple shelf unit to keep your firewood and other supplies high and away from the damp forest floor. And if you get really bored of the silence, you can whack E on its side and use the whole thing as a giant harp. And F is kind of what would happen if you strung one of the prongs a bit too hard, but now instead you have a letter with an actual handle, more like a tool, a rake, so you can use it to uncover things in the soil like nuts or some roots, give your base camp a little clean from all the leaves, finally itch your back, you know, all the good stuff. Okay, so now some time has passed and your stomach is rumbling. You're running out of the canned beans that you've been surviving off. So the letter G drops into your hands and you realise this would make a perfect trap. You place some bait inside of the letter, making sure it's fully inside the curve, and then the waiting begins. So you check on it the next morning and yes, you caught something. A handful of worms. Well, it's not exactly a full English, but breakfast is served. H comes in to help you with another aspect of living, your sleep, or the lack of it, should I say. The A tent is great, but sleeping on bare soil is not. So you find the cushiest set of leaves around, load them up into the H, and you basically just crafted yourself a luxury super relaxing bed. At least that's what you have to tell yourself to actually convince your brain to sleep in there. But to be honest, this is actually kinda comfy. Let's just hope you remember to pick out the stinging nettles from your leaf pile. Now, the letter I will help you explore new areas. Have a small river you need to cross? Just chuck the I across it like a bridge and walk right over. What about if you're climbing a steep hill and need a walking stick to help you? I will also do that. Need to do some pole dancing? No problem. Wait, hang on, what the heck? How did this one get on the list? You were just passing some time and staring at this random lake you found, and you spotted some big, tasty looking fish in there. If only you had something to help you get them. Oh wow, would you look at that? It's J. Or is it the perfectly formed hook? The only way to find out is to use it. And yo, yeah, you actually caught a fish. I can't tell you how excited my British stomach is right now, knowing we can have some fish and chips back at camp. Well, maybe just the fish without the chips. Kinda need potatoes for that. Ah, okay, your belly is finally full. The smell of cooked fish is still in the air, but that only attracted something else. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that this jungle is actually littered with tigers, and they are a tad hungry. So the letter K is hopefully here to save the day. Well, to save your life. Because kick this one onto its back and you can now see it basically has spikes sticking out of it. It's a perfect deterrent against big kitties who just want to take a bite out of you. Just make sure you place this one kinda everywhere. You want your surroundings to look like an active minefield. Also, speaking of decorating, you might come across some massive boulders that need to be moved. You can't physically do it with your weak stickman arms, but grab the letter L, insert the smaller length under a rock, and pull down on the long end like a lever. Now using the simple science of physics and leverage, you will lift the boulder like it's nothing. Okay, we've had an open fire for a while, but I think it's time to upgrade. So grab the letter M, and it comes with 2 enclosed sections at the bottom where you will start the fire. Then the middle bit is where all your water, food, and anything else you want to cook goes. So now you have a cooking fire that is weather resistant and has zero risk of starting a jungle-wide fire disaster. Feeling bored again? Yeah, focusing on just staying alive will do that. So the letter N can be placed on its side and you start jumping on top of it. Because of its springy structure, you basically just created your own trampoline. Hours of fun, or actually more like minutes before you already get tired of it. Now we all know humans have that old saying, don't reinvent the wheel, so that's exactly what the letter O can be used as. Now you can transport heavy things if you need to, or what about using it as a barrel to store liquids? Or hey, even better, it could be used as a flotation device to cross bigger bodies of water. So ride it, store water in it, or store it on water. O will come in pretty handy in this survival trip. What do you see when you look at the letter P? Obviously, it should be a very useful tool, an axe. Yep, now you no longer have to use your overgrown fingernails to dig away at trees to collect some firewood. This isn't Minecraft. No, one swing of this bad boy and it'll go through it like a hot knife through butter. Oh man, I could so eat some butter right now. If you grab the letter Q and secure some glass inside, which you can get from the leftover plane windows, you basically created your own magnifying glass. But why the heck would you even want one out here? To closely study some ants? Well, no, not quite. Think about what would happen if you hurt yourself and you need to stitch up a tiny wound, or get a splinter out that's stuck in your hand. This tool is going to provide you with that extra dexterity that you need. Also bonus points because if the sun is out, you can actually use this to instantly start a fire. I know, it feels like magic. R can be used in an emergency situation. Let's say you twisted your ankle or something. This letter is kind of shaped like a crutch and you can at least lean on it or walk with it. Let's just hope you don't need an X-ray scan because you are definitely not finding one of those out here. So to correctly use the letter S, you also need to find a waterfall. The bigger the better, because once you do have one, you can quickly use your big brain to rig up a small electricity generator, because any water falling on top of the S will now spin it around. Oh, what's that? You don't actually know how to build a generator? What a shame. Maybe you should have paid attention better to that one random survival YouTube video you clicked on at 3 AM while trying to fall asleep. Okay, so now you got power, but you haven't got any metal. So grab the letter T and start swinging it at some rocks, because it's essentially a working pickaxe. It's got the perfect shape and handle just for this use. I don't really know what you're mining for and what you're going to build, but Tony Stark managed to build a whole robot suit inside of a cave, so I've got my trust in you. The letter U is another one that's super versatile to have. It can be a bowl, a rain catcher, a cooking pot, clothes washer, a simple basket. So yeah, if you were stuck in the middle of the wilderness, U would really be good to have, and I don't mean the letter. Grab a long stick and the letter V, and you've essentially reinvented the spear. Maybe you can try hunting down those annoying tigers that keep stealing all your food. But if you're not feeling that brave, the V can also be used as a funnel or something, I don't know. To be honest, I was just trying to give you another use for it. Okay, what about I don't know, get ready for this, a working doorstop? Yeah, that's going to come in useful. W is M but upside down. Yeah, no duh, Sherlock. So what if now you put your fire in the two upper sections and your food in the middle? No, wait, hang on, that doesn't help in any way. Okay, I've got an idea. You dig this one into the ground and then cover the top in leaves and sticks, and bosh, you've got a trap. So if anything walks over it, it belongs to you now. The letter X is kind of a supply that you can just spam absolutely everywhere. Your shelter is weak and falling apart? Whack a few of these X braces on it. Your tools as well? Do the same. Yeah, basically anything that is getting tired and losing the battle against gravity, the letter X will act as a strong brace to support it. You could also paint it red and place it on a random open field, so hopefully someone flying overhead will notice it and come rescue you. Or, you know, they might just also think pirates were here. You see that juicy coconut high in the tree? Looks tasty, but you have no way of reaching it. So grab the letter Y, stretch some elastic across these two prongs, and grab a small stone. You can see where I'm going with this. It's going Bart Simpson style. We're getting a slingshot. The only thing you need to do is practice your aim. But this is a really good tool to have. Just make sure you don't mistake a wasp's nest for a coconut. Now that would sting. Okay, finally, we have reached the end of the alphabet, the letter Z. And to be honest, I really don't have any more ideas on what this could be used for. My brain is kind of fried already. Fried. Oh, I got it. This one also happens to be shaped like a lightning bolt. So you proudly hold up Z and point it directly at the sky. Before you know it, yeah, let's be honest, you were never making it out of this place anyway. It's the easiest way out. See ya.